Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Cherise and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
Good morning. I just want to say good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's September. Is this the last Tuesday in September? Then we rolling into October? Yes, it is. Next Tuesday is October the 1st. So that October the 1st is that fourth and final quarter of the year. So it's time for us to sit down and look at our books and see what we've accomplished and what we need to get done this last quarter. What kind of push can we put in place and all of that? And today we're going to talk about, thank you to my partner for reminding me this morning, we're talking about public speaking and doing it for free and how you still make money when you do it for free. Yeah. So I'm excited. But before we jump into that topic, because I love talking about talking, how you doing, Cherise? Just like what you doing? What's going on? How's your abundance challenge? I think that's it.
Yeah, that's your abundance challenge. It ended yesterday. Yesterday was the 21 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it was a shift. Like I'm going through it right now. Like it's like I woke up different and I'm like, oh, okay. But I know this work works, Natalie. And some of the shifts that I've seen in the women is tremendous. But even within myself, like just a piece of quick advice for everyone, and we'll figure out how to merge this into the speaking and showing up for yourself and making things happen for yourself anyway, even when it looks like, you can't pay me. Oh, well, no, you can pay yourself if you are fully aware of what needs to happen. But so you have to do your work, get into your purpose work and do your work because the answers are there. Every single freaking step of the way, the answers will just unfold for you. But you have to get into the work, like stop not showing up for yourself because you won't get the answers when you're stagnant and stuck and you won't make moves. Like you have to take the action, take the small steps so you can get to the bigger steps. Yeah. But had I not done this challenge again, even when things got a little quirky for me, had I not followed through, even though it wasn't perfect, I wouldn't have the information I have today.
Yes.
And this wouldn't have happened like they're happening today, like in the moment, Natalie. So, yeah.
Can we just preach that for a minute? Because, okay. So in general right now, it feels like I'm in therapy on the therapy side of my world. It feels like I've had a slew of African-American females who've come in feeling less than and feeling like they can't. Yeah. Coming in less than, feeling like they can't. And then also on top of that, not willing to be authentic about it. So as opposed to just showing up, hey, this is the best I got for y'all today, but I'm here. They're just hiding and isolating. It feels like, and I had to reach out to my other therapists who are Black women. I was like, it feels like Black women are under attack right now. And so which is probably true. It is probably true. So if you're a Black woman, please know you are not the only one. You are not the only one right now who is struggling. And so many of you guys are struggling. I just want to give you a hug. I want you to know you are not the only one. The second thing I want you to know is what Cherise just said. Show up and continue to show up, even in your vulnerable, I don't have it together space. I'm going to wait till I get perfect. It's not serving y'all. It's just keeping you isolated and keeping you stuck and keeping you not moving forward. So I get that it feels like you're not moving forward, but you're falling forward. And I'm going to say fall forward anyway. So pick a couple of ways in which you can consistently show up. So whether that's you doing a live, that's whether you asking people if they need a speaker to come speak for free. If that is you doing your own challenge and you showing up imperfectly there, but y'all gotta keep moving forward. This whole, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and hide in this closet really more like your bed and watch Netflix for the whole rest of the year, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like and stop thinking everybody else is doing it perfectly. They're not. They're doing it hella imperfect. And on large scales, they're doing it imperfectly. So I didn't go to the TD Jakes conference this year, but I went in 2023. It was a hot mess. That is a conference that man has been doing for years. And so how it was a hot mess, I don't know. But I know they had another conference and they showed up again and you just try to do better. And so it's going to be a hot mess and you got to keep showing up. Like you got to put that next step out, that next foot forward. So, okay. Thank y'all for listening to me fuss at y'all.
No,
I'm fussing out of like a love and wanting to hold your heart in my hand and getting you to move forward. And understand it's just showing up in choices and that y'all, everybody else ain't got it. Like you thinking, oh, everybody else ain't got it. Look at they Facebook, look at they pictures. They just went on this trip. You don't know what they had to do to go on that trip. You don't know if they on that trip living their best life and their power bill at home is not being paid. I've heard stories like that. Somebody go on a trip. The power bill ain't being paid. Family got to get together because they can't reach the person on the trip. Like just craziness. You don't know. So stop thinking that everybody else is doing better than you. And you just take your next step forward to do what you got to do. Okay. I'm sorry.
Agreed. No, it's perfection. This is perfection.
Right. Which is killing y'all.
Have these conversations, these transparent conversations on this level is perfection. And people think the perfection is, oh, I showed up and I got it all together. Like this conversation we're having right now today is perfection because someone is going to hear this conversation. It's going to shift their whole self-concept and how they see themselves. And, you know, it's so deep because I want to go back to what you said about Black women being under attack. It's not just Black women. It's programming. Okay. It's us for real because we are us. So that's who we see and that's who we work with and deal with. But it's that programming, you know, what we're taught that success is, you know, what it's supposed to look like. And, you know, I give you a really great example of I have several friends who were, you know, highly educated, you know, in the education system, in corporate America, high level educators, high level corporate execs. And they got sick and tired. They got burnt out and sick and tired. Beauty professionals, you too, you get burnt out. Therapists, burnt out and sick and tired. And then you want to go find your passion, which is what you should do. But when you make that shift to go find your passion, you get there, you're excited, but then you feel unworthy, you feel insufficient, you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. So now you're starting over again. And that is a self-identity shift. Like you shifted your identity. But what you're not doing is, you know, the internal work that needs to happen to support you in the shift. You know, some of those skills, and 1 second, and one of those skills, I mean, some of those skills, most of them will transfer over. But because you think they only have validation in corporate America or in the education system, you don't realize that, no, they transfer over here too. It just might look really different. That's why I realized one of the shifts for me was I couldn't realize why so many very highly educated women are attracted to me and my all over the place entrepreneurship life, right? And now I understand. I'm like, because they want to be free and they want to be able to operate in their passion. I think what people get from me is that I've been in my passion for a long time. I've been able to operate in a based situation, you know, lifestyle for a long time. And they think because that's their desire, they think that, oh, you have it together. You follow me? So whereas I'm looking at them like, you got it together. You got a paycheck, you got insurance, you got all this and that. But that is the example of why we need each other.
Yes. You
know, it's so extreme. It's so extreme.
Yes. Okay. I want to say so many things. First of all, you're absolutely fabulous. I just love you. And I just love this. I think second thing I want to say is part of that imposter syndrome is you thinking you got to have it perfect or you got to have or da 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 da. Stop that line of thinking completely. And I need you to go into a service mindset. If your service mindset is, I don't know what I have to give you guys, but I'm showing up and I'm going to give you whatever you need.
I get
Then we're not worried about you looking like the most professional person in the building. And I need that mindset to be, what do you need? You need me to help you sweep your floor, baby, right now because you're struggling? Is that what you need today? Do you need me to just sit here and listen to you today? Or do you need me to get up on this stage and speak to you a word today? What do you need? And I'm going to try my best to give you what you need. So if that's your mentality, then you're not worried about the imposter syndrome because you in a spirit of service. That spirit of service is going to cancel out that imposter syndrome so much because I'm just showing up to do what you need. Yeah. And those of you guys who come from a spiritual Christian background, it's showing up. I'm showing up to let God work through me. Yeah. And so today it might be, I just need to help you sweep this floor.
Yeah.
I just need to help you get your hair looking together. Yeah. I just need to help you think about something differently. But however you need is how I'm going to show up. And that'll cancel that out for you guys. I promise you guys. Get into that spirit of service and it's going to shift so many things for you. Okay. I think that's all I want to say. And I just want better for y'all because y'all are at home struggling. I feel like sitting in the dark, thinking that you the only one. Ain't nobody doing, everybody else is doing great and you doing terrible. And that's just not true. Yeah. And the great people that look like they doing great, they ain't doing great.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let's look at huge examples. We looking at Diddy and all the stuff that's coming out that ain't been great all these years. And all these people been looking at him and like, oh, he doing so great. He's so amazing. Oh my God, da, 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 da. And now you see. So stop all of this. Everybody else is great and I'm not. And get into what do I need to do next? What do I need to do next? And one of the things I want you to do next is tell all the people around you that you're willing to speak for free. Or if they need a speaker, they can call you and start putting that out there because you do have a word, you do have a story to share with somebody. And speaking is one of the best ways to get yourself and your business known and what you can do. And there's definitely some practical things you need to do when you're speaking. Like I want you to learn how to seed stories of success into your talks when you're talking. And then we got to get you to learn how to sell on the back end because that's how you're going to turn a free talk into a money maker for yourself. So you need to walk out of that with it. If you don't get paid from the speaking event, you need to walk out of there with at least a new client or somebody have bought something from you, period. Mm-hmm. And you can do that. Like you can do that. And even if you just make your goal, I'm going to walk out of here with one new client. Okay, great. That's great. Because depending on how much your clients pay you, and everybody, we hadn't talked about numbers in a while, but I want everybody to figure out what's their client, what is it called? The lifetime value of your client. Mm-hmm. So for example, if you have a client who comes in, let's say to get a sew-in. Okay. So what a sew-in was what, $400 about? Okay. But we know if we put this person in a sew-in, my clients usually stay, I'm just making stuff up, y'all. I'm so beauty pros. Don't be mad at me if the numbers ain't math. I'm just making it up. But you know, if you get a new client to come in and do a sew-in and you're going to keep them doing a sew-in and you're going to see them every 3 months for that. And then, so that's a client that's every $400 and I'm going to see them 4 times a year. That's $1,600. And they probably going to stay with me about, let's say 4 years. So 1,600 times 4 years, that's the lifetime value of that client. But for many of you guys, because y'all can pivot them into more services and more services and more services, the lifetime value of that client could be into the thousands, into the 100,000s to get it. They're going to stay with you. And so think about, okay, so if I do a speaking engagement and it's only 10 people in the room, I'm not saying y'all got to go get on stage somewhere huge, but if I do a speaking engagement, it's 10 people in the room and I do it for free, but I get one client from that Now that client's lifetime value is what, 1,600? We said times 4 with that. So that speaking engagement, hold on, I'm doing the math, 1,600 times 4, because we say they're going to stay here. That speaking engagement just made me over $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I need you guys to think about speaking for free. So it's not, my time is valuable. Your time is valuable. And you're trying to build a business and you're trying to build your name. So it's okay to get out here and do something when you learn how to, from that talk, either convert somebody into a client where they feel like I got to see you, or you can sell some products. Okay, I digress, Cherise. You can take it now.
Well, I want to speak to that too, so that people can kind of break that down in another way. I believe the secret to your value is understanding no one can ever really truly pay you your worth.
That's true.
No one can pay you your real true value. If you can settle that in your heart and stop letting pride get in the way, you will get up and get what you need and deserve. You show up and say, okay, well, I'm prepared. I'm prepared with what I need to sell. I'm prepared with the program. I'm prepared with, like you said, I want to walk away with 2 new clients worth this much. Walk away with another speaking engagement that is paid, another speaking engagement that is going to put me in front of more people, or the right people. So, and these are things that I had to just truly learn over the years, just the hard way. Hard way. That's why you need to stay tapped into you a real good entrepreneur or 2 or 3 or tribe. Yes. We have learned things the hard way, and now we have the heart to show you how to get to it quicker. You're gonna have to go through your own lessons, but no, honey, I've been through this 20 years ago, and now I know how to do it much faster. So let me show you. Check this out. Listen to this, and then also that's where you find a part of your value. People will pay you a lot more money to learn something faster or to learn something up close and personal with you. So you have to put that right price on it so that you don't walk away feeling like I didn't give away my whole life and my ideas.
Right.
And I didn't even charge enough. Well, that's your fault. That's your fault. I've been there 1,000 times over.
Right.
I
would love also for you to not be like, I didn't charge enough and I'm terrible, blah, blah, blah. To say, okay, you know what I learned from that event is that I can increase my rates for the next event. Like, because we're in a learning process. We are falling forward. And so, I mean, I think we've all had it. Like I did something I did one day, and then the people was like, you don't know how to charge. You don't charge right. And I was like, well, I just charged y'all. I thought I charged a good amount. And so, okay. I was feeling a little ashamed and embarrassed, but okay. Now I have good information. So next time I do something like this, I know how to charge.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got it.
Yes.
I got
how to show up, period. Because there's a time when things should be for free. There's a time when things should be for pay.
Yes.
And there's a time when things should be for small pay and things should be for big pay.
Right.
So, but it's up to you to know that. I have been able to make my living through the pandemic, and now even coming from behind the chair is, I tapped into clients who have money and see, a major part of my value. What they really see is my value in their life. What I bring to them, and it's really you can't replace it. Like
you can't.
No. So, I did a survey and I was like, how much do you think this is worth? I had one lady give me this low amount and I didn't say anything. I just kept silent. And she said, you know what? She said, that was an insult. She said, I had to think about it. And she was like, you know what? This is worth such and such thousands a month to me when I think about the work that we put in, because it was an exercise for her and her price point, because for me doing image and, branding and styling and all that, it's like, even let's go back to hair.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no price you can put on that because you wear that
Right.
every single day. If I put the right look on you,
Mm-hmm.
you can't put a price on that.
Mm-hmm.
If I put a look on you that's convenient for you,
Mm-hmm.
that's best for your face shape, your
Mm-hmm.
color, your lifestyle, like you can't pay me enough.
Right.
Because I just made you more money. I made you more confident. I made you, more amazing to other people. I made you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I just gave you,
Mm-hmm.
all these extra assets
Mm-hmm.
that you really can't pay me enough for. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a confidence that you have to have within, and you have to be able to say, okay, so I'm coming to the table with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you afford this or can you not? What can you afford? Is that something I can work within?
Mm-hmm.
Just getting out of that low space, that low vibration, that low ball, that I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, and forget the marketplace. Think about what you've invested in yourself.
That part right there. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, and everything now is creative, right? You can really go out here and create and curate whatever you want. Even when it comes to speaking, it's like, okay, so who do you want to speak to?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want to be in front of? It doesn't have to look like this or that. I spoke to a group of women probably a month or so ago. It was like, I think it was 6 of those ladies. Girl, every last one of them, like, I want to work with you. I want to work with small, intimate group. Someone would say, I'm not a small group like that.
Right.
No, I know what I'm supposed to do, and I showed up. I studied them. I figured out who they were, what they wanted, and I gave them what they wanted in the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was irresistible. They had to have me,
Mm-hmm.
So
You've been reading that $1 million offers. Yep.
Yeah. So you have to put in the work that it takes. You can't work up being lax and not know the people. Like I knew each and every woman. I knew them by name when I got in there.
And I think that's the beauty and the benefit of small talks is you can go deep. And when you go deep, you really create those connections.
Yeah.
You really, really do. And you guys, you can make your own small talks. So I know one of my girlfriends, she does this executive roundtable thing where she invites several executives from like a certain industry to come in and talk, and then she talks, and that's the way she makes some of her sales. At one point, when I was first building my practice, I would invite therapists into my practice. Let's come do like I call it Tuesday Teas. So I would invite 3 or 4 therapists over for Tuesday teas, get to know them, and then speak to them about my practice and my work that I do. And so this doesn't have to be huge. It can be very small and very deep. When you get small, you can go so deep and really create those lasting bonds. And so there's so many ways to do it. Just do it.
Do it.
Just do it. And be okay doing it imperfectly and haphazardly. And just know I'll get better next time. And I think the biggest thing, and I think we keep saying this, but I don't think it's leaking in, failure is part of the process. You got to be okay with failure. I was just rereading one of my books from Brian Tracy. Y'all know he's my guy. And he was like, if you want to double your success, then you need to double your failure rate.
Yeah.
That's it. Just simply double your failure rate. Get out there and try stuff. Go ahead.
There you go. There you go. People won't double the failure rate because they won't get out and try.
Right.
So in the group, I ended with exactly what you said. I have to say this because you said, what is it that you need? So I had in my mind that we were going to end the challenge a certain way, right? With them being equipped with, some certain things they needed to get out and show up. But then, as I was, reading people and feeling their energy and just hearing what they were saying about their needs, I was like, my last day was, what is it that you need right now today? And we are going to get clear about that, right? And then I need we need to understand who and what we need to become to get there. Okay, girl, we stayed on what do you need because it was such revelation. And, the women were realizing, first of all, I'm like, okay, so it's time to have the courage to trust yourself to build a team. All right. So team, a lot of them, their children are their team, and their children have been wanting and trying to help them, and children as in adults who are educated, who you for their education, for them to be the adults,
the
adults they need to be, and not realizing that's your team. Like, they're trying to help you. Your pride is in the way of allowing your children, your educated children, to help you. You need them. They are the ones attached to this digital world and this lifestyle.
Yes, let's say that part.
Help you. So the revelation of that, one lady spoke about it transparently, realizing in the moment that that was her issue. And it triggered another lady like, oh my goodness, I raised my team. I got my team right here. I cannot believe it. They have been trying to help me, and I have not been allowing them to. But guess why people aren't allowing the help to come through? Because you're not clear about what you want and what you need.
Yes. Say that.
The number one word that everyone said was organization.
Mm-hmm.
How many high-level educated people are unwilling to admit that they need organization?
And this is the biggest thing, because, and I learned this, a coach said this, and I was like, oh my God, she is right. So the coach, DL Sharon, I want to give her credit. She was like, you need time to delegate. So you need to probably put in your calendar 2 hours a week where you just sit down and write down everything that needs to be delegated, and you actually delegate it. Because she was like, one part of it is you figuring out what needs to be delegated. The second part is you writing out clear instructions so that they can take it and actually do it the way you need it to be done. And then the third part is you actually handing it off. It off. And I've heard so many people, and I've said it myself sometimes, oh, it's just faster if I do it myself. But you can only do so much, baby. You can't do everything.
You are not a one-woman show.
Say it.
You are a CEO. You are not a one-woman show, and you still operate in that old version of yourself.
Right.
You are not that anymore.
So
that's why you're not getting what you want.
That's not. So that needs to be in your schedule. Everybody, a period where you sit down and you delegate needs to be in your schedule. 2 hours a week. So I don't know if you want to do 1 hour on Monday and 1 hour on Wednesday. I don't know if you want to do 30 minutes, 4 days a week, but 2 hours a week where you're sitting down, you're looking to see what can I delegate? Who do I need to delegate it to, and writing out the specific instructions for that so that they can run and not faint, so that they can see the vision clearly of what you're wanting. And you can make yourself a template. Like, okay, what do I need to delegate? Who I'm gonna delegate it to? What do I need to be done? When do I need to have it done by? And blah 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 blah. And just
oh my goodness,
boom, you on the way.
Yeah, the basics, and that overthinking. Another key word in the challenge that I want people to tap into too was courage, right? And the definition of courage is showing up despite the criticism, showing up despite the danger and the pain and the embarrassment and anything else that comes with showing up.
Wow. Yeah, that's so good. I haven't heard courage showing up despite the criticism. Oh, that's
where I stood right there. I stood with, so the criticism is, dangerous to your heart. It's painful. It's all the things, the other things that they said. That's how you see it, right?
Yeah.
That's how you feel it.
Yeah.
But I was like, ooh, showing up in spite of the criticism. That's why most people won't show up.
Right. Right. And y'all, I want to give you a reframe for that criticism. When you start getting criticism, I want you to take that as, oh shoot, I'm starting to get some traction. I'm about to arrive. Because if you just do them for the stuff with your friends and family, they're not going to criticize you. They love you. They just want to support you. It's not until you break past that and you start coming in contact with new people and strangers that you're going to start hitting the criticism. So I need you to see that as like your point break. You're going beyond the reef, that now you out there in the wild. And so I need you to see it as a really good thing. I need y'all to be like, oh shoot. Somebody don't like me. That means it's 5 other people that's liking me. Like, yes.
And it might not even be criticism, Natalie. It might be how you heard it based off your perception.
That is true.
I believe 80% of it is that.
Yes.
Someone may have a question. Someone may have a rebuttal or, something. They might disagree. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's criticism. So that's why you have to do the check on yourself and how you see, feel, and value yourself. Is it really criticism?
Yes, that's true. That's very, very
I really want people to think about that. At this mature age, you're not going very many places where people are just going to blatantly criticize you and put you down.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
If you're stuck in the old version of you where you were bullied and you were put down in a relationship or, in school or something like that by certain friends, that's the old version of you. That is not, you have not re-identified yourself and moved into a space where people are going to constructively criticize you, which is okay.
Yeah.
Even if that's the word you want to use, we might not even want to use criticism. I'm just giving you the definition of that particular, what I got from there, but it might not be criticism.
It might not be. You're right.
It might be something you really need to hear so that you can grow. So you should probably invite it from the right people and the right energy.
That's true. And I think, okay, let me do a little therapy moment here. Okay, this is what I need you guys to know. When you hear things in life, we're hearing through our past experiences. And so if I'm hearing and seeing through my past experiences, it's going to be skewed in some type of way. So just know that about yourself and know what the skew is. No, I got that doggone little unworthiness thing going on with me. So every time I hear something, I hear you're not worthy, you're not good enough. Okay, so I know I automatically always got to take a deep breath and say, let me adjust my scale of what I'm hearing. Was that really what they were trying to say? And worthiness, can't nobody tell me whether I'm worthy or not. So let me not even go there with the worthiness and throw that away. Like, you got to know kind of what your core things are and be able to work with them. And be able to work with them. So when that information filters in, you can filter it appropriately and handle it and deal with it.
For sure.
Gotta know. Please know. And what you said, I feel like quite often in therapy, I'm like, okay, so we're going to let what some 12-year-old mean girls say affect us for the rest of our life? That's what we do. That's what we're doing. That's the rain. That's memory that's raining right now. Okay. Because you picked it too.
No, but that's
and that was 40 years ago. Yeah.
Because we didn't know about this work, Natalie.
Right. That's
we
true.
We just did into therapy.
That is true. That's true.
Therapy has gotten popular, and now people are trickling over. Like, okay, so everybody else comes. Okay, I might go on over to some therapy, but it's so much deeper because when you get to your therapy is going to recommend you deeper work. So, it's a lot. So we'll go back to, it's been, it's been the programming that has people thinking that they are unworthy and they are not enough and, feeling under attack. That's programming, you being bullied at 12 by the mean girls and then making you, it's one thing that they could have said, you this and you that you remember for the rest of your life, that affects you in the boardroom, that affects you in relationships, affects you in every area of your freaking life. That's what I really want people to understand and hear. Because there's this gap between, your relationships aren't working out and, you're always not, something always wrong. It's always some drama, but it comes from somewhere.
It does.
It comes from somewhere, and then you're hearing mini therapy through social media when you need to go sit with someone who can hold your hand through these processes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And even just conversations like this that can trigger you to realize, like, oh, I do need some therapy. I think I do need some help. I have been the common denominator.
Right? Which is such a good thing when you realize it. Because when you realize that I've been the common denominator, now you realize, okay, that means I can absolutely change my life. I can absolutely change this whole entire thing. And it's so, that's such a good feeling when you're like, okay, I got the power. I got the control. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I can do this. It's going to take some work. It is. It is. And you're going to fall off the wagon because I'm off the wagon right now. And then you're going to get back on the wagon. I fell off the wagon on my Joe Dispenza work. I was really supposed to be sitting down and doing that. So I think I'm going to have to put my own stuff on my own, like 30-day challenge, just to make sure I really kind of get deep into his meditative work. So, because I was doing it and then I fell off. So I got to get back to it and so, all of this is part of the process.
It is
falling off the wagon. Oh, shoot. Okay. I had found a system for me that works. Okay. Let me put that back together. Let me get back on the wagon. Okay. Let me figure this part out. Let me figure out. So, I was going to the gym really. I was on a good little streak of going to the gym, and then I fell off. So what I realized in talking to somebody is when I fall off, none of my meditative prayer affirmation works get done. So now I got to figure out. And so I'm saying this because I want you to
across the board.
Right. that you always are probably going to be making tweaks to improve yourself. It's like, dang, I got this, but now I got to get this. Okay, now when I'm doing that worked, but when I fall off, then that don't work. Okay, so we got to, and so there's always this kind of process and improving and moving forward and trying to figure it out. And like, okay, and now I got this in place, let me get this in place. Okay, now I got this in place, let me get this in place. Dang, I put this in place and that fell out of place. Like, and so, because I think people get frustrated with the process. Like, it never feels like I'm arriving. No, it does not. Which is why you do have to learn to enjoy the journey, celebrate it along the way.
Yeah.
Like you
have fun figuring it out.
Have fun figuring it out. And then when you do arrive at a certain level, a goal or something, make sure you stop and fully celebrate that. Whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And if it's a huge project, like over 3 years, then you're going to have to build many celebrations along the way so that you feel like you're getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So definitely so. All right. So what type of speaking goals would you like people to make? Hearing us talk, what type of speaking goals would you like them to make today?
I would like for them to create speaking opportunities for themselves. Like, for instance, I had some close friends in my mastermind that were doing an event. Mm-hmm. Talked about this the other week. They were doing an event, and I'm like, oh, so who's the MC, the host? And they're like, well, I don't know the host. And I'm like, me? Mm-hmm. I'll do it. Mm-hmm. So that opened doors for me. And, I've done that before, but it's a space I wanted to move into, and I was waiting on because I wanted to be coached by a certain person for bigger events, right? So I went ahead and I stepped out there and I did it. And in the back of my mind, I want to be transparent. In the back of my mind, I was like, oh, I can't do that because I haven't even gone through the coaching yet. I haven't even got trained by her yet, and I don't want her thinking that, I'm going to go out here and do it without her, getting what I need from her. Mm-hmm. And then who am I?
Right.
The thing I can MC or host an event, all those things. But the minute I had the thought, I sent the text. The minute I sent the text, they're like, oh my God. So I was in it.
Yay.
I was committed. So, and like I told y'all, I got opportunities, 3 opportunities there, and then 1 more opportunity after the fact. So I'm like, okay, I like this space. I'm going to keep working and getting better and getting what I need, but create opportunities for yourself. If you have a friend that's even having a small
event, yeah,
be the one that MCs or the one that's hosting or, whatever, just there in support. Be the one that greets the people when they come in. That's a level. But people are always having something. Put yourself in the mix. Go be a vendor. And if people ask you to be a vendor, hey, do you have any speaking opportunities?
There we go. Yes.
So, and then, you want to try to make sure there's a synergy there, like there's a match. It makes sense, with the audience and stuff like that. But do it anyway. Even if it's not need practice, just do it. Just create. Like this week, I ask you it's Tuesday. By Sunday, create your opportunity to get on somebody's stage, even if it's virtual.
So definitely so. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper. So you said creating an opportunity for yourself to speak. So let's say they need to ask all of their friends and colleagues, do you have any speaking event things available? I'm free to speak. Okay. So that's that. If you don't want to tap your circle, which I want you to be okay tapping your circle, but if you don't want to tap your circle, then you can Google a list of podcasts that might have that, because podcasts, people usually are always looking for guests. So Google a list of podcasts or go to one of the podcast things and just look for podcasts with clients that might be similar to you or interested in what you have to say. So that's a good one to do. If you practically want to just get out there, you can also look at local organizations, like any of your little clubs that are around, and they will have speakers come in from time to time. So those are things. And I'm going to say, all right, Cherise, we challenge them to put themselves out there and actually say it to somebody, 3 times? What did you say before Sunday?
Oh, yeah. Say that one more time because it went kind of
wonky. Okay. All right. So we're wanting them to talk to somebody about speaking how many times before Sunday? We giving them to the end of the week.
Yes. I would say, create a list of maybe 10, 20 people to reach out to. That makes sense. And reach out to everybody on that list, the warm leads, a few cold leads. But let me say this. Stop being so vague in your talk. Break that talk down to what that audience really, really needs. See what those needs are. I'm trying to think of an example of a talk so beauty and branding. It's vague. That's a vague talk.
Yeah.
But something that's more specific might be how to attract a clientele that will pay you top dollar. Makes sense. And then you have it, but you got it because in the beauty industry, you feel me? So you got to make it something that's more specific to what people want to hear. And all you got to do is listen to what they're saying, and LinkedIn, I would say this, go tap into LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a place where you really, really want to be for these types of conversations and connections.
Yeah.
Because that's what LinkedIn does over there.
And I think that's actually, she just said it for this, but that's a bigger theme of your work. What needs to be listening to your clients and giving them what they say they need. Yes. Giving them what they say they need. Want. And so even in a talk, figuring out, what they need and putting it in practical terms. And so let's say, let me use a therapy one. Let's see. You could go into any company and talk about workplace stress and mental health and the need for mental health. Or you can talk about how to keep from going crazy because your boss is micromanaging. That's something that people I deal with that. I get that. Okay. And so what are your people saying? Are they saying they feeling micromanaged? Are they saying this is an issue? Are they saying this is an issue? And that's the issue you want to talk and speak to. That's what you want to speak to. And then don't recreate the wheel. And so once you figure out a talk topic, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I'd love for you to have about 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Rinse
All for your ideal client, and then rinse and repeat and change them out.
Yeah.
And this one coach I was listening to, she was like, actually, it's the same talk. I just put different titles on it for different audiences. So if I'm talking to like CEOs, it might be how to keep from micromanaging as a CEO so that your people thrive and produce more. And if you're talking to employees, how to be okay if your boss micromanages, and then she was like, it's the same exact talk. I promise you, it's the same exact talk. I'm gonna hit the same key points, but I'm gonna tailor it for my audience. And so I was like, for real. And so, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And I will tell you, there are certain speakers, like when I think about Les Brown has like about 5 stories that are the same stories that he tells to the audience, same story. I know, because I know all the stories.
And they are funny and good every time he tells them.
Funny and good every time.
Yeah, every time. He's just that good. He's that good.
And I listen to him again, and we do. And so, let's okay. How many else got? Okay, yeah. Stop being scared of repeating yourself.
Yeah, you should repeat yourself because you'll just get better and better at it, and then you get master at how to say it different ways, different angles for the right audience. Right?
Yes.
I would love to give an example of my talk, and Natalie, if you could give one of my talks, like I always go back to a self-identity shift, a reinvention. Like I'm always going to talk to you about reinventing yourself. That's what the self-identity shift is. That's what a transformation is. It's just reinventing yourself over and over and over again. That's all.
Yes.
But for me, in the environment that we're in now, a self-identity shift is what resonates with people. I need to shift my identity. I need to shift who I am. I don't want to be the old version of me. That is resonating with people too. Like the old version and the new version. So the old version is not serving me anymore. I'm grateful for the old version. We went through a lot. I love you, but bye-bye. Creating a new version of me, and I'm falling in love with her. So once you lock in on that signature talk, like she said, it just has different titles, and you hit it from different angles with different
audiences. It is. Yes. Okay. That's what I'm going to say today.
Yeah, me too. That's authentic to me because I've had to, reinvent myself many times over. So has everyone else. But then I had to realize it's so much more than just how you dress, and how you look. Yeah. It all works together.
All works together. It all works together. All works together.
Yeah.
We want the best for y'all. We really do. We want the best for you guys. I want you to be okay being okay. I want you to be okay being okay. I want you to continue to make a step forward. And I want you to know that you can do it. That you can do it. That's what I want. So, okay. That's all I have for y'all today. I wish y'all could feel the love that I have for y'all and how much I want you to do well, especially my Black women, especially my Black women right now that's in those early 30s and feeling like they can't get it together. You can. We can.
Get grounded.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I just want y'all to know you can do it. So I don't know if I can say that enough. I'll probably be saying that all day long. So that's what my spirit just wants all y'all to know. You can do it. Matter of fact, I woke up this morning texting that to my friends. Like you can do it. You can do it. So I'll keep saying that because that's what my spirit is saying that y'all need to hear today, or what I want to say today. I don't know if y'all need to hear it, but you can do it. So, all right, Cherise, I will talk to you next week. You have a fabulous day.
All
right. Bye-bye.